and welcome to the first episode of the Great British Journalist Bake Off. Now, of course, this is a rip-off of Bake Off, but it's for journalists and people in the media, so we can turn it round and make it work like that. So me and my good friend Heather, both journos, decided that we would make this series just as a bit of fun because we're both Bake Off fanatics, and just to see how competitive we both can really be. And of course, week on week, this is the first episode where me and Heather are going head to head to see who can make the best Halloween cake, and obviously filming it for your lovely entertainment. But week on week, we're hoping to encourage people to join in with us and sending their own videos. Professional, sending their own videos, and just, I don't know, let's just have a bit of a laugh together in these dark and gloomy times. So today I am making a gluten-free pumpkin cake, but it's not actually got any pumpkin in it. So as you can see, I've got my flour. I did practice this before and I literally threw it everywhere, so I've just had to like pat myself down. I've got butter here, of course, sugar, there we go, love that, and of course jam for the filling, and we've got some icing and various food colourings. We've got red, black, and of course orange, and a bit of vanilla, chef's kiss. So with gluten-free cooking, everyone always turns off, but I have to put this thing called xanthan gum in it, and it basically means it won't fall apart. So other than that, a little bit of baking powder and we're ready to go. So here we go. So if you're like me and you don't actually have some weighing scales that work, I need to weigh out everything by tablespoons. So it says that 200 grams is 13 tablespoons. So this is the butter going in. Let's fast forward to the sugar magic. So on to the sugar now. So I'm going to put 13 tablespoons of sugar in because that equates to 200 grams. Already got my butter in there. As you can see, I do have the oven on at 180 degrees to ensure that this cake is baked to perfection, although I can't multitask very well, so I can't talk and do this at the same time. So see you when I've creamed the sugar and butter. That sounded horrendously wrong. That's enough of that, nicely creamed. Now time for 2 eggs. Don't have a technique to this. Oh, there's one baby, lovely. And here's the other one. Hey. Oh, I know there's a bit showing that. Mind your fingers. God, what a mess. Meant to be turning 21, meant to be turning 22 in a few minutes. Mind you, I barely was 21 because the corona's robbed it from me. I hope I'm editing this properly. Right, so time for a little bit of vanilla for flavour, of course, not too much, although, oh, if you smell that, it's like, oh, you just want to eat the whole thing, but definitely don't because it'll just ruin your cake. Right, so 1 teaspoon in there, and then because we're going to put the flour in anyway, we may as well get the xanthan gum over with. So you don't want to put too much of this in if you're doing gluten-free cooking, because otherwise it can make your cake kind of taste like a sponge. But then if you don't put it in, it'll fall apart. So a little bit of that in there, and a little bit of baking powder. Sometimes baking powder isn't gluten-free, so it's definitely good to check if you are celiac like me. Right, so we're gonna put 13 tablespoons of this flour in, and then our cake should be ready. Mind you, I can't do this. Oh, that's too much. Let's fast forward, you don't want to be bored by this. Now all the flour's in there, I have a horrible feeling this is going to go everywhere, but we'll just give it a go. Beautiful. Now I feel like, although I was just going to put colouring in the icing, do I want my cake to be, I'll put the whole thing as orange, although I don't know how much you're meant to put in. People are probably going to be screaming at the camera going, what are you doing? So should we go for a teaspoon of orange? Oh, I feel like that might go a bit red, that's a bit much. Right, okay. Let's have a look. as you can see, I am actually properly cooking this. I'm not just sort of, well, I mean, why would I go for the effort of making a crab cake and not actually make it? Let's see what colour this turns. How satisfying is that? And then once you've made a complete mess of the kitchen like me, you then pop your orange cake into your tin. I hope this is nice because so many times, like with my blog on the celiac queen and stuff, I've made stuff and it's like looked okay and it's got some good interaction that, but when I ate it I was like, ugh. That's not happened too often though. I won't make myself feel awful about myself, but I actually really hope this tastes nice because at the moment obviously Christmas is approaching. I feel like I've been so good with like not eating anything bad, and then I know it's like boring, like eat what you want, and I do agree, but I just put on a bit of weight and I just thought, oh, that's not for me that, so I've been so good. So I don't want this to just look nice and taste horrible, because if I'm eating something bad, best knock my socks off. Now I've flattened that all out, looking lovely. I do have a little dish where it's got a little bit underneath where you push it out when it's cooked, because I feel like my cakes just stick because God doesn't like me. I'm going to put this in the oven at 180 for about 30 minutes. Usually if you do the little prick test like they do on Bake Off and stick a little thing in it, maybe at like 25 minutes, then it might be done. Your oven might be faster than mine. Oh my gosh, what an anticlimax. Why is the tray that low? I am a professional, I promise. That's now in the middle of the oven, so we'll have a look in half an hour and see how it turns out. Now it's time to take it out the oven. It's been in there for about 33 minutes to be exact. I feel like it's collapsed a bit, so but you know, I don't pretend to be a chef. I'm just here for entertainment purposes. Oh God. Okay, no, it hasn't sunk that much. There's a little bit of sinkage in the middle, but it's not too much. Looks good. Should I do the stick test? Use my own advice. I'm gonna be so upset if this comes out with sticks on it. I mean, come on, I nearly severed my head with that and I was actually about to put that in. Don't we have a stick? Clear, it's cooked. Right, so I'm gonna leave this for about, I don't know, maybe about half an hour to cool down, and then I won't burn my hand when I shove it out and this amazing cake just comes down my work surface. Surface. What am I teaching foreign language lessons now? Okay, so I've let it cool for about 15 minutes, which isn't long enough to put icing on, but I thought, obviously, I want to try and like push it out. If this is stuck to the side, I will actually be so embarrassed. No, it's coming out. Doesn't that look good? Oh gosh, yes. I'm just going off the fact that it's not actually a little bit burnt, it's just the food colouring that's made it like that. So now, hopefully this will cool down a lot quicker. See, I was going to try and cut it in half and like give it a filling and put jam in it, but I've got so much buttercream to put on top, so rather than putting this hashtag very sunk in the middle, rather than, don't want to breathe on it either, it's not actually that sunk, it just looks really sunk from like one angle. I mean, who am I kidding? It's not that sunk. So rather than trying to cut through the middle of it. I'm just going to put the icing on it, create a nice little pumpkin design. It'll still taste nice. It's not got the rise I wanted it to, but it's a gluten-free cake, so I'll just blame it on the gluten. Always blame it on the gluten. But I'll come back to this in about, I literally need to hold it like that because it nearly went on me, because I just can't with that den. Oh my God. Oh, LA tries to do a good thing by making a cooking channel, and back soon. Now my cake is fully cooled, I'm going to try, I just bet it breaks. Should I put the plate on top like that? No need for the sound effects there. Hopefully, if I just peel this off, it'll look cute. Oh my God, why do I feel like the greaseproof is cooked into the cake? Oh my God, no way. No way. Oh no. Oh, it is as well. Oh no, it's not. Ooh, I want to be so careful with this. Okay, so if you're like me, then do not cook your greaseproof into cake. The way I've done that is I've put this at the bottom of here, and then I've smushed the cake over the other side of it. Oh dear. Okay, so yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It has sunk in the middle, but it's orange, and that's all I care about. So I'm gonna make some icing up now, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so my theory is that because there isn't actually any filling in my cake, I can get away with putting a lot of icing on the top. So if I move it here, you can actually see what I'm doing. It's nice and orange. Imagine if the middle of the cake just fully collapses, then what would I do? Ooh. But I suppose it's meant to be a spooky cake, so it would be fine if it all just broke on me. But obviously this is my first episode of my little cooking series, so I'm not promising that everything I make is going to be amazing and that you should actually follow my recipes. I just think it's a bit of a laugh, and I want to encourage other people to send in like their videos, or their it'll end up like sending your greatest cooking disaster or something like that. I don't know, just to like keep us all in touch with each other and have a laugh. Do I put the icing around the outside as well? No, I don't want to go too over the top, because I mean the whole centre of it's just icing anyway. Okay, so this is probably the worst Halloween cake you've ever seen in your life, but I had fun making it, and this is my gluten-free pumpkin cake, just tidying up the sides like they do on Bake Off. This is like my one-way ticket to never ever going on Bake Off, by the way, because they'll be like, oh my gosh, your cooking is horrendous. But yeah, I had fun making it. If you use normal ingredients that aren't gluten-free, your cake will actually rise properly. I am yet to master that. But yeah, it's just a vanilla sponge with, I don't want to tip it too much in case it like actually skids off the plate, because people think I've done that on purpose, and I do want to eat this. With some orange, oh it's all coming off, with some orange icing, and so after all my hard work this afternoon and wasting a Saturday afternoon making this, this is my very messy pumpkin cake. And if you think you can do better, then send me your Halloween cakes, because I'm sure you can.